Whether you're being chased by zombies, or your teeth are falling out, or you've turned up to a public event completely naked.
God, sorry.
It seems like you might be having a nightmare. Nightmares are just like dreams, except they suck. They often involve threats to your safety or survival, and at worst can make the sufferer afraid to go to bed.
How long's it been since you slept?
It's coming up on the 7th day.
Bad dreams often run in the family, and some believe they're a doorway to our psyche.
When you dream that your teeth are falling out, there's a situation in waking life where you feel that your confidence and power is decreasing a bit. It's starting to crumble a little bit.
Nightmares aren't new. The oldest one recorded was 4,000 years ago. An Egyptian man named Henny dreamed a servant was staring at him in a creepy way. And since he'd treated him badly, Henny feared it could be a bad omen. So why is having nightmares such a nightmare? And for the love of God, how do we make them stop? Sleep physician David Cunnington joins us from the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. David, what are nightmares and what do they want with us?
So think of nightmares as dreams that have a high emotional content and often are quite distressing. And it's not as if dreams and nightmares are two separate things. It's just that dreams can have a variety of content and sometimes it's a lot stronger emotion, a lot more distressing. So really common nightmares are things where people fear that they're being attacked or being chased or pursued. And in fact, no matter which society or culture you look at, those themes come through really commonly with nightmares.
Nightmares are not fun. It feels really unfair that we have them. So why do we have them?
So if we think about dreams and nightmares, one of the theories is that it's about memory reprocessing and distilling some of what we experience in our day-to-day life and taking the meaning of that so that we might learn the wisdom or the lessons that are to be learnt in those experiences and incorporate those in memory. Another thought is that it's about memory reorganisation. So we may replay some visual content, sometimes in non-REM dreams particularly. That's content that's recent, that we can recognise, might have a movie-like sort of feature to it. There may also be some protective mechanisms. So that's, we think of that in a trauma sense, where someone may just constantly replay a traumatic experience and it's a way of reminding the body, don't be exposed to that again.
Why do I always get nightmares when there's a full moon?
People commonly report changes in both sleep and dreams around things like the full moon. And although for many years on the scientific side we've gone, really? Is that really a thing?
Yeah.
It is absolutely a thing.
Whoa.
As human beings, we are linked into the electromagnetic fields that are a result of sort of gravity and what the planets are doing. And in that sense, there is a change in our sleep duration. There's also some measurements in change of mood and also dream content, depending on the lunar cycle and whether it is a full moon or a super full moon that's got a lot more of an electromagnetic field to it.
So you're saying I'm a werewolf?
Absolutely. All of us have that inner werewolf within us.
Well, speaking of wolves, I guess my dog sometimes really whimpers in his sleep. Is he having a nightmare?
Yeah, so dreaming goes across all species. Now, obviously, we can't ask animals, what were you dreaming about and, how did that make you feel? But you're right, those of us who have other pets that might sleep on the bed, will certainly recognise dream enacting behaviour occurring in those pets, particularly as they get older. Human beings do the same as well.
Yeah, makes me sad for him and for me. How do we get rid of these horrible things?
If there's a particular nightmare that people are getting time after time after time again, we'll do dream rehearsal therapy where people will run visually through that nightmare whilst they're awake and practice it ending in a different way. There are some other techniques we can use to increase lucidity or that ability of or awareness or consciousness during dreaming, so that when people notice that dream come on, then they're a bit more lucid and then they'll re-script it so they can direct the way the dream goes so it doesn't end up in that distressing end that they're used to.
Kia ora, David. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks very much.
This is the project and this is a good dream because Antonia Preble is here. Big round of applause.
So, David is leading a study. He's looking into how different spirituality affects your dreams and your nightmares. Māori Ma, this could be an opportunity for you to offer yourself up for David's study and share what a lot of us have already known. When you're talking about getting weird dreams on the full moon, I have experienced that so hard out, and I found that following the Māori lunar calendar, the Maramataka, has really helped me figure out, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a weird time. So imagine if you could help this Western scientist catch up with Indigenous knowledge that we've known for a really long time by joining the study. We've got some details for how you could be a part of it on our Facebook page.
God, I cannot wait to find out more about this. I find this stuff so fascinating, and I am someone who has quite a few nightmares, particularly the teeth falling out one. So I'm really feeling very disempowered in my life.
They're still in. They're still in. They're still in.
Thank God. I wake up and I go, thank God, every time. It's so vivid.
I'm the same, but my nightmares are really mediocre. It'll be like getting a parking ticket, and I'll wake up in a sweat, and people are like, what's wrong? And I think it's the privilege that I've experienced, that the worst thing I can imagine is a parking ticket.
Also, what do you mean, I wake up and people?
There's a bunch of people there. At my orgies. You're allowed to come along if you want.
Whoa!
Thank you.
Everyone's invited, New Zealand. Everyone's invited.
We're okay.
Okay, I was just going to say...
just started the show, and how has this already got to here?
I'm going to say one thing. No dream rehearsal therapy for you. Okay?